Hey everyone, this is Scott. This video is going to be a comprehensive video review of the Celebrity Equinox cruise ship. Recently went on that in the Caribbean, and I'm going to take you all over the ship, including up top, outside in the promenade deck, into the dining rooms and restaurants. This is the main dining room. We're going to look at the bars. We're going to look at the private or extra cost restaurants like the sushi restaurant here. I'm going to show you tons of photos of delicious food that you can get on board, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes. I did the inside access tour, which even takes you up to the bridge. All right, well let's get into it. Here we are on deck 11, and this was our room. The rooms are arranged in pairs. It was 1638. By the way, we were on the 10-night Ultimate Southern Caribbean cruise, which includes 5 port calls and a total of 4 at-sea days. Okay, so let's take a look inside the veranda or balcony stateroom. This was about 246 square feet, which isn't big, but it really felt quite spacious. Of course, having the balcony helps. You can look out, you can see the sunshine. Beautiful on an at-sea day, also great on port days as well. One of the tricks that they've done is they've sort of rounded the corners of the bed, and it just gives you that feeling of a little bit more space. There was some great storage in our room. You can see there's 2 of these above the bed, a bunch of drawers over there. We'll take a look more closely, but yeah, we're going to go out onto the balcony and have a look. And by the way, the next door balcony is open. We were traveling in family, so on the first day we asked our stateroom attendant to open up the divider between the 2, which was great. Much easier for us to socialize. Balconies are pretty spacious, actually, and they give you these 2 chairs, a couple of footstools, and a table as well. And those chairs do recline as well, so you can get really comfy out there. So we're in deck 11, and in a second you're going to see the overhang from the Oceanview Cafe, which is 2 decks above us. That does block some light, but maybe that's a good thing. If you're trying to avoid the sun, that's great, and also if it rains, you're probably not going to feel any rain. So the pool deck is deck 12, by the way, but the pool deck doesn't go all the way along, so while some rooms on deck 11 have the pool directly above them, our room did not. Well, let's take a closer look inside and look at the stateroom. So by the way, the couch on the left there is a sofa bed for 1 person, and you can easily seat 4 people or so there. There's also a little table at the side there that you can move around. This is, I think, the only mirror, well, apart from in the bathroom. And we're going to take a look at everything here in detail. Of course, that's the chair for the desk, drawer there, handy to store things like cables, because we're right next to the only power points that you'll find. So 2 American ones, 2 European ones. There are no USB outlets, so remember to take chargers with you. It's quite a roomy safe, which is handy to put things away in. And underneath that, of course, the minibar fridge. We got a bunch of stuff delivered on the first day. You can order things in advance, like champagne or spirits or whatever you want, I think, delivered to your room on the first day. The TV was great, wall hung. There was about 20 or so channels, and a live map to show you where you were. You could also adjust the TV because it would swing out. And while there's no USB outlets officially in the room, there is one on the back of the TV, and it does work for charging purposes. So if you do forget your chargers, take a look behind the TV. And that still works, actually, even if the TV's off. So that's quite handy. So a bunch of drawers, 5 drawers I think on that side, a couple of little storage spots. And we were in Aqua class, so it did include a pair of binoculars, which is a nice little bonus. Telephone in every room, and you can call guest services or room service, order things. You can also call to other staterooms as well directly. Well, let's head over to the closet and take a look at the storage. And by the way, where you put your luggage, that goes under the bed. Almost all of the space under the bed is available for you to use there, so that's really handy. So this is one side of the closet. As you can see, it's pretty roomy. It came with a lot of hangers. If you didn't get as many hangers, ask your stateroom attendant. They should be able to find you more. Well, let's take a look at the bathroom, and I have to say, this was our 5th cruise. We've been on 3 different cruise lines. This was the nicest bathroom that we've ever experienced. It all felt, very premium, and I think a lot of that is down to the fact that it's got a proper glass shower enclosure, not a curtain that attacks you mid-shower. So it's quite roomy actually, and as well as the shower head on Aqua class, one of the benefits is actually these 5 body jets. So that's one thing that you don't get in a regular veranda room. You're still going to get this same enclosure, but you're just going to have the overhead head. Well, the rest of the bathroom was really great. Premium materials, nice sink, lots of storage, deep cabinets, which really helped. There's me. And one of the other things I really appreciated, that it was well lit. But I've just turned off the light here, and when the lights are off, there's this night light that comes on automatically. And this is perfect. You get up in the middle of the night and you need to go to the bathroom, it's great. You don't blind yourself and you don't wake up the person you're traveling with. Well, let's go and explore the rest of the ship, and we'll start just going to the elevators, and then just beyond that, on deck 10, one below us, we're going to see the library, which is just really nice space during the day, also at night, but that's the pool deck. We're going to take a look up there as well. But it just felt really open and bright, and just a nice spot to sit, and it was always kind of popular, but you could always get a seat. And this is what the space looks like at nighttime, and you see the card room underneath that, and then another space as well. So there's quite a lot of open areas in the boat, which is really nice. It always feels like there's different places to explore. Talking of exploring, let's go up. We're going to go up to deck 15, and we're going to start at the lawn club. Yes, this is real grass. The real grass is something that's unique to Celebrity, and it's a nice space. As you can see, they've got an outdoor TV, a large screen. They'd often show sports, sometimes with the volume up very loud. Something to be aware of, and especially if you're wanting to rent one of the 6 cabanas that are available on a first come, first served basis. They include a nice shade structure and some seating, and you can lounge around outside. Now, there is a cost to these, but it does include some food, a choice of wine or champagne or vodka. You also get 6 beers and unlimited sodas or Evian as well. So we didn't, in the end, do the cabanas, but I can definitely see why some people would choose to do that. But you can come up here and lie in the grass during the day as well. You don't have to pay for a cabana. Now we're going to take a look at one of the other very unique experiences on this ship. They call it hot glass class, and this is glass blowing. So anyone can just watch, but if you want to have the experience for yourself, you're basically paying for one of these, which you're going to help make, and they're about $200 and $300 each, and of course you get to take that home with you. The grass continues towards the aft of the boat, and as you can see, some extra seating and a little mini golf course as well for some extra fun. Well, let's go down a level, and we'll take a look at what you can do on the rest of the ship outside. We're heading back towards midships to the main pool area, And by the way, this is an at-sea day, so it is busy, and as you can see, people are having fun. There's some live music playing. Actually, they'd often have a band playing here in the afternoon, so it was a really fun atmosphere. A lot of people enjoyed that. And as always, there's plenty of places nearby where you can get a drink at the pool bar or at the Mast Grill, where you can actually get some food. This is available all day poolside, so the staples, things like cheeseburgers and hot dogs and whatnot. So it's really fun atmosphere here. As you can see, on an at-sea day, it is very busy. But if you want somewhere a bit more relaxing, a bit quieter, and maybe out of the sun, there's another space for you. Well, this is it. This is the solarium, which is an indoor, fully covered pool area as well. And just behind that is the spa. So let's go and take a look at the facilities. There's a barber, there's a hairstylist, there's a nail salon, and there's lots more as well. So we'll go in. There's a range of different treatments, of course, massages and all sorts that you can get for an additional cost. And now we're into the fitness center, which is huge. There's a massive choice of machines, so you're never going to come here and find it's full. You're always going to be able to get in the equipment. They do offer fitness classes as well. That was a perk of Aqua class. And one of the other perks of Aqua class, which we're just about to go into, is the Persian garden. A very quiet, relaxing area. These were the hotbeds. They look uncomfortable, but they weren't. They were amazing. And there's also a couple of, a steam room and an aromatherapy room as well. And you know, you're right in the side of the ship here, so it's really nice. It's very bright, and it was just a really fun experience. And right next to the spa is the Spa Cafe, which is open in the mornings up until about lunchtime, and anyone can come here. The idea is it's just healthier food for during the daytime. But your main daytime dining option is the buffet, and that's where we're going to go next. So here we are going into the Oceanview Cafe, which is really nice. There was always, or nearly always I should say, plenty of room. On the first day, of course, everyone gets on and wants to eat, so definitely pretty crowded on day one, but this is one of the at-sea days just before lunch opened, and yeah, I mean, you could always find a seat. That's a bar there, and they do have wait staff, so you can just place your drinks order once you sat down at your table. Let's take a closer look at the amazing food. This is some sandwiches, of course. Next to it, the salad bar. And there's so much choice, there's so much selection. Hummus, olives. Lots of different types of bread, including gluten-free bread, available on request. More salad ingredients, and the pizza and pasta section, again, gluten-free, available on request. One of the nice things actually is the little, everything is labeled, and they do identify the allergies, if any, contained within every food item. So I have a gluten intolerance, but it was still very easy for me to find lots of different options. The Mexican section was a constant that was there every day. They would rotate the different foods available, but there was always stuff there that was gluten-free, for example. And there was just a lot of choice. It wasn't just that. If you're enjoying this video, please hit like. It really helps out the channel. And even with the cakes, there was gluten-free options every day, and they would vary those as well. And in fact, all the food options would change every day. But there was always amazing, delicious food. One day there was donuts, sadly not gluten-free. Amazing ice cream that, by the way, is all made on board the ship. So just before we head out, just take a look at this drink stand. You can help yourself to coffee, of course, here, water, but they also have some fruit juices. So do check out these machines. It's not totally obvious, but there's some nice drinks available here without having to go to a bar or wait for your waiter to come to your table. So right at the back here is the Oceanview bar. A really nice spot. I thought really any time of the day to come here for a drink. And you can nearly always find a table, which was really nice. And once we take a look here, we're just going to go up a level where there's another bar above, this time called the Sunset Bar. Oh, by the way, we were on the classic drinks package, and what that gives you is any drink up to the value of $9, which is included, or if you want a drink that costs more than $9, you can go ahead and order that, and they'll just take $9 off the cost of a drink that you ordered. So that's nice. You can, if you want to pay for your drinks, that's a good option too, but don't think that if you're in the classic package you can't get something more expensive, because you definitely can. Well, let's teleport to the other end of the ship, and this is the Sky Observation Lounge, which was a place that people come during the day to read, but of course it's also a bar. I think it opens later in the afternoon, maybe around 4 o'clock. And this is actually one of the few bars that had a full menu available, which was handy to look at. On the left here, it gives you an example of what's included in the classic drinks package, and on the right, an example of things included in the premium package. Those drinks are available pretty much at any of the bars. They don't always have the same selection, but if they just have a small menu at the bar that you visit and you don't see the drink you want, that's fine. Just ask them if they have the drink that you want, because they probably do. It's a pretty nice space right up at the bow of the ship where the helipad is. Okay, well, let's go back down. This is the main lobby, and we've now taken the elevator down to level 3. The Grand Foyer, as they call it, runs all the way from the 15th deck all the way down to the 3rd deck, which is where we are. Another one of the bars, the Passport Bar. I think this is one of the earlier ones to open around 3 p.m. If you are looking for a drink in the morning or early afternoon, then you should go up to the back of the ship where we just were. Those 2 outside bars are open all day long. Another view of the Grand Foyer with the lifts. This is actually the main elevator section, 8, 4 on each side. And most times it was okay. You didn't need to wait for elevators, but certainly in the first day and in the last day it was a bit chaotic, as it often tends to be with, I think, 2,800 guests. So yeah, if you can take the stairs in those days, that's definitely a good thing to do. By the way, we're just having a look at the shopping arcade, which is on 2 levels, and we're again now at the bow of the ship where the theatre is, which is on levels 3 and 4. And of course there's 2 shows every night, various acts, music, comedy, dance, a bit of theatre, really something for everyone. This is the main theatre, but next door to it there's also a smaller theatre, which is more, I think, for sort of like more intimate shows, a little bit of music, some late night comedy. I think these shows tended to be later in the day as well. By the way, even if you don't come to the theatre for the shows at night, you probably come to the main theatre to meet for some of your excursions, because that's usually where they leave from. Alright, well, let's go back and take a little bit of a closer look at the shops. That sells used or second-hand handbags, from the big designer names, which is interesting because I guess they wouldn't be able to sell them on board otherwise. There's actually quite a lot of shops on board. That one's selling jewelry and watches, of course. And like I think every other cruise ship in the world, there is also the art gallery where you can go for auctions of art, particularly on at-sea days. I think that's one of the things they like to get you to do, to spend a bit more money. And just behind that, here's another bar. Didn't go to this one, but one of the most popular places was Cafe Al Baccio, which is an espresso bar. You can get coffee drinks, you can get nice little cakes. If you have the classic drinks package, most of these things are going to be included. They also serve coffee-based cocktails, which are, I think, about the $12 mark. So you're going to pay a few dollars extra if you're on the regular drinks package. On the other side of the cafe, which is open all day, by the way, is the ice cream shop or gelateria as well. And you really do have to try the ice cream on board because it's amazing. Well, over on the other side of level 4, there's the Craft Social, which is a kind of upscale gastropub or sports bar, I guess. Lots of TV screens showing sports for people who are fans of that. Over on the other side, the Martini Bar or Ice Bar, really nice place. Always a nice atmosphere. I think it opens around 4 p.m. and it was pretty busy. You could always find a space, but this was definitely a popular place to be in the evenings. We're going to see some of the drinks that we had here, which were great. You can get a martini sampler as well, and the barmen are pretty skilled, so it's definitely fun to watch. And that stainless steel surface does turn to ice, hence the name. Well, we've looked at lots of bars. Let's take a look at the main dining room, which is on 2 levels at the stern of the ship. This is the upper level. Really nice space, and the food is really great. I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures, so just keep watching for those. And right in the middle is the wine tower over 2 levels, and this stores all of the red wine for the main dining room. And if you do the behind the scenes tour, guess what? You get to go inside the tower, which is pretty cool. And then we got to see one of the 12 galleys on board. A real highlight. This was fascinating. It was in the middle of the day, so they were doing some preparation, but if you were to come back here during lunch or dinner service, it would just be crazy with everything going on. But can't say enough good things about the food on board. We had such good food, a real highlight. We're going to take a look later at the specialty restaurants. I'm going to show you more food. But here we are back in the Grand Foyer. In the mornings, it was quite common for them to do a little dance class, get people moving. Seems to be quite a popular thing. Those were often led by the members of the cast of the theatre shows. This is one of the specialty restaurants. This is Sushi on 5. It's open for lunch and dinner every day, and there is an extra charge for this. We didn't try it, so I can't really say what it was like. Staying on deck 5, let's head towards the stern of the ship where there's more specialty restaurants, and we're going to go through Ensemble, which is a kind of upscale piano bar. There would always be some live music at night, and actually just next to those doors, that's the retreat. So if you're staying in one of the suites, then that's a special lounge that you get access to. Over here in the middle, that's the doors through to Murano, and that's considered the best of the specialty restaurants on the ship. I think it's an additional $50 per person to eat here. We did want to eat there, but we couldn't get a reservation at a sensible time with a party of 6, so we didn't try that out. It serves upscale French cuisine, and while we didn't eat here, I'm sure it's very good because the food on the rest of the ship is amazing. So continuing back on deck 5 towards the stern of the ship, on the left here is Cuisine. That's another of the specialty restaurants, and it's a very unique experience. We didn't try it, but we did see through the doors, and this TV screen is showing you what it's like. There's a projector above each table, and they have these really cool fun animations of the petit chefs making your meal. Now let's take a look at Blue, and this is unique to Aqua class guests, and that's actually the main reason why we didn't try many of the specialty restaurants, was just because dining here every night was so good. The staff were amazing. It's a really nice little dining room, and you could have breakfast here and dinner here, and the food was great. And as well as the Blue menu, there you could order anything off the main dining room menu as well. So here's some of the dishes. This is actually a new YouTube channel of mine, so if you are enjoying this video, please do subscribe You'll get notified when I go on my next cruise and there's some new content available. And lastly, this is Tuscan Grill, which is another specialty restaurant. It's an upscale Italian style steakhouse, I guess you would call it. But they also do things like pasta as well. And we did try this. It was, I think, $50 extra. And, we had a good meal. But it didn't blow us away, honestly. I've talked a lot about how great the food is in the ship. And, it wasn't bad by any means, but didn't really think it was worth the extra cost. A lot of people were dining at Tuscan Grill to celebrate a special occasion. This was a ribeye, that's a filet mignon, and this is a panna cotta dessert. So let me tell you more about the Inside Access tour. That gives you behind the scenes tour of the ship. It's $139 if you book it on board, which, honestly is quite pricey, but if you're a bit of a nerd like I am and also really nosy, you're going to love the tour. I had a great time. So after going down the I-95, which is the name that they give to the main corridor for the staff, you go to the laundry. And this is an amazing operation. Giant machines, it's very loud. There's 20 crew. Here's a guy loading into one of the washers, those grey bins. That's how much they can wash in one go. It's an impressive operation, and they have lots of machines, steamers and pressers and all sorts. But one of the things they said was one of the things they have to do manually is fold all the towels every day, and there's at least 5 hours of towel folding per day. So just think about that next time you're in your bathroom and pick up a towel. Of course, you see interesting things that you wouldn't see normally, like this watertight door, but these are actually throughout the ship, including the passenger areas. They're just hidden, so you don't know exactly where they are. Next stop was the engine control room, and this is one of 2 places where we weren't allowed to take video, but we were allowed to take photos. Those are the 4 generators on board. I think they each generate something like 16 megawatts. You can see how big they are. They're not small. And these are the 2 azipods, as they're called, but these are the propellers that drive the ship, and there's 2 of them. They're 19 feet in diameter each. As you can imagine, with over 4,000 people on board, that's staff and guests, there's a lot of trash. But what might surprise you is the lengths that they go to recycle everything they possibly can. The glass was all sorted by color, and in these bins they've actually smashed all the glass up. They have machines that do that because they're trying to maximize space on board as much as they possibly can. And here's another example of that. All the aluminium cans get squashed up by a machine as well. Again, it's all about saving space on board. So after a lot of walking, finally the culmination of the tour in the bridge, and it was great. It was really interesting to see, and we got a detailed tour here of one of the wings. This is where they'll do all the maneuvering when they're in port, and they have all the controls that they need on each side. They also have an amazing view of each side of the ship, and even directly downwards there's a glass floor which must help when they're docking the ship. So we're just going to see, yep, that's where we were standing on the tour, and that's where the tour ended. Well, I said at the beginning that I've been on 5 cruises, and this was our best. The ship was beautiful, the food was amazing, the staff were awesome, and we visited the most gorgeous islands. This is St. Lucia, a beach in St. Lucia, which is absolutely my favorite Caribbean island. But we also went to a new island this time, Saint Kitts, and also to Nevis. Absolutely gorgeous as well. So out of the 5 destinations, those were our favorites. What about staying connected? Let's take a look at the internet on board. So your premium internet plan will let you do most things unrestricted, such as video calls or even stream video or watch TV. But that's pretty expensive. The basic service, which is still not cheap, only lets you do things like email, use the web, text, and so on. They try and block the ability to send photos or video, but that does depend which app you're using as to whether it's going to be blocked. So WhatsApp was blocked, but Telegram was okay, and I could send video and photos there. But the good news is they are going to upgrade to Starlink, and that should bring a much better service. The other thing I did to stay connected was buy an eSIM. That's a virtual SIM card from airalo.com, and that was to stay connected on land. And they actually offer this regional eSIM, which covers the whole of the Caribbean, 24 different countries, 24 different islands. And for only $15, you get a gig of data, which works for 7 days. And that was great because that was unrestricted. I could do whatever I wanted with that connection. And as soon as you leave the boat, I was still connected for a reasonable price. So if your phone supports eSIMs, I would really recommend you do it, and if you use my discount code or my referral code, you'll get $3 off as well. Did you enjoy this video? I hope so. If so, please subscribe to see more. I have more cruises booked, so there's going to be more content coming really soon, and you can check out my other videos here as well.